Hey guys, welcome back to In the Midnight Kitchen. Today I'm going to be making something a little bit more healthy, a lot more savory, which is slightly different to what I usually do, but it's still going to have the best flavor possible. So we're going to start off by making a low-carb pescatarian dish, and I've got my 2 little salmon steaks here, and we're just going to garnish it with healthy things that we just have around. So like thyme, dill, if you have some rosemary, add that too, and these are all going to bring really healthy flavors to your dish. So we're going to start off by just drizzling the tray a little bit. I lined it with some foil so that the juices of the salmon don't get washed away, and that's what's going to go onto the base of this. But before I add olive oil onto here, I'm just going to add some garlic. I crushed just 2 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to rub this into it. I just did it very roughly. I wanted to keep it as whole as possible because then the flavors really get into it. So with that, I'm going to add a little bit of sea salt. It's very coarse sea salt, so it's my favorite to use. Bit of crushed pepper. After that, I'm going to obviously just line it with all of these really beautiful lemons. So now I'm going to put it into my tray and just put it in. And while it's in here, I'm going to massage all of my ingredients into it. So I'm using some thyme and dill, and I'm just going to squeeze one of these lemons roughly over it, so the juice can come out. And I'm just going to rub this in a little bit so it kind of gets everywhere. So I'm just going to put the lemons at the bottom, and I washed some fresh thyme that I'm going to be just placing roughly everywhere. It's going to like heat up in the oven, and the flavors are going to be incredible. So that's kind of how it looks. It's very rough at the moment, but that is what we are trying to do. So now I'm going to fold this around so nothing gets out, and we're gonna grill it for about 20 minutes at 180 degrees. Okay, so while our fish is in the oven, I'm going to get started on the sides, and because it's low carb, I'm not going to be using anything that's got any carbs in it. So I just decided to go with my greens. I got some fresh Swiss chard that I'm going to be using at the base, and then I'm going to be using some fresh asparagus and toasted almonds, which is going to go on the top. So we're first going to start with our Swiss chard. I'm just going to put it into the pan with a little bit of olive oil, a lot of olive oil. And then we're just going to toast that with some garlic, just until it gets a bit fragrant. This is just 1 clove of garlic that I used, just so it gets a little bit fragrant. And while that's happening, we are going to prep our asparagus at the same time. Okay, so the garlic and the olive oil is just going to simmer a little bit, and then we're going to add the Swiss chard. In the meantime, I'm going to make the asparagus, which is also a very similar recipe to this one, but it adds a lot more crunch into your recipe. So we're just going to put that on a bit of a medium heat as well. Get it there. Okay. Again, we're adding some olive oil. And I'm going to be adding my asparagus straight to this. Let it heat up for a few seconds. Okay, so I can smell my garlic now. It's really coming through, and before it burns, I'm going to add the Swiss chard in. And I obviously put in more than I would need because it's going to decrease dramatically in size very soon. It just retains a lot of water, so we're obviously trying to get all of that out. After this, I'm going to be doing something a little bit more unconventional, and I'm adding a tablespoon of peanut butter to it. I know it doesn't sound great, but it tastes amazing. So while that's just cooking, I'm going to put my asparagus into my pan, and these are just going to toast really nicely. And I'm adding some almonds as well, some flaked almonds to that. I'm going to add a little bit of a smoked spice rub to the asparagus to give them a little bit of a kick. Okay, so it's been about 5-6 minutes and everything is basically done, and the last thing I'm going to do is add just a teaspoon of peanut butter to my asparagus, to my spinach actually. Just that little bit. I'm going to add that in. And that is just gonna give it a nice taste and make it a little bit sweet. Okay, that looks and smells amazing. So now we're gonna get ready to plate everything. Our asparagus is done as well. Smell, which is amazing. And now we're just gonna get everything together. We're gonna start with our Swiss chard. Just gonna split them up so that there's enough for two. So that's just gonna be the base. The second one. And we're just gonna place it on top. So do not burn yourselves. Okay, so that is our low carb meal that we're doing for today. I make this so often and I love it so much. It's so easy to do. There's obviously no carbs involved, but you can add, ciabatta, rice, quinoa, anything you want. It's really, really filling and so easy to make. So let me know if you guys make it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't forget any great recipes that are coming up. And I really hope you like the recipe. Subscribe, like, and share it, please. I hope you had a really great time, and I'll see you next time. Bye.